What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Hey, I've already recorded most of this video, but some news came out right when I was processing it. So I'm gonna add to this conversation by reading you a letter that came from Eddie, that actually was from Shelly Finkel to Eddie Hearn regarding the $50 million. And then the rest of the conversation still applies because it's basically what I said before this news came out. And the letter reads, "Dear Eddie, with all due respect, you know Al, Haymon, and I for a long time, and you know this is not a publicity stunt. I assure you that we're serious, and we would be glad to sit down with you and provide proper security for the funding and work out all the details. But it all has to start with Anthony Joshua accepting the $50 million offer that he asked for, which is also by far the largest guaranteed and largest purse any heavyweight champion in history has ever made. Until then, it would not be productive to meet. Please have Anthony accept the offer that he asked for, and let's get this fight made. Thanks, Shelly Finkel." So before I go into the rest of this article and conversation, I play for it. Shelly Finkel said that they are willing to guarantee and put the proper money in place and secure the $50 million for the fight with Anthony Joshua. But before they put any money anywhere, they have to know Anthony Joshua is willing to fight. And with that, I'll continue to play the rest of the video, and which pretty much addresses the same thing that Eddie Hearn knows perfectly well who Al Haymon is, knows perfectly well who Shelly Finkel is, and that these guys have the ability to pay this money. So enjoy the rest of the videos, and I'll get back with you. Peace. What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, the subject of the day, obviously, is Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder and all the stuff going on around trying to make this mega heavyweight fight. And as we know, Deontay Wilder's team made a offer to Anthony Joshua's team of $50 million. Eddie Hearn has responded, and so I'm going to go over that and let you know, as usual, why Eddie Hearn is talking out the side of his neck. No, and my belief obviously is that he doesn't want to make this fight, and that while this $50 million offer would be very good for Anthony Joshua, it's probably not very good for Eddie Hearn for more than one reason. Now, let me go through this, but before I do, we had a really good live stream earlier today and had a good conversations, real-time conversations with a lot of good boxing fans. Several hundred people came, and it was really fun going back and forth about this situation. We're probably going to have another one, if not today, definitely tomorrow. So I hope you'd accept my invitation to attend the live streams. The best way to do that is to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. And when you hit the bell icon, make sure that you get all notifications so that you can receive them all and not just occasional ones. Also, thank you very much to the super chats and the Venmo that support the cause that this channel is raising money for. So I definitely appreciate you guys helping out in the super chats and the live stream. Now that said, let me go through what Eddie Hearn says, and then I'm gonna read something else, go through something else that kind of lets you know what the background of this is. And the fact that Eddie Hearn acting like he doesn't know where his money's coming from is just, it's starting to reek. It's not desperation. He just lies. And he acts like he doesn't know better. And I guess hoping that, if you just keep saying and repeating the nonsense, keep repeating nonsense, that you're going to have a core group of people that are going to believe you. But I have a suspicion that core group of people that believe what they're talking about is getting smaller and smaller, and it's getting smaller by the day. It used to get smaller by the month. Now it's getting smaller by the day, because it's just one time is okay, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Nah, man, at a certain point in time, people are going to start turning on you and say, man, you know what? You probably don't want this fight. And we just got to fess up that Eddie and Anthony Joshua are trying to do exactly what they said. Fight for no risk. Why take a big risk when you can fight for no risk? Now, here's Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn says, As previously reported, Eddie Hearn has labeled Deontay Wilder's $50 million offer to fight Anthony Joshua for a heavyweight unification fight as a PR move and said we can't afford to accept a deal that doesn't exist. WBC champion Wilder on Wednesday posted a video on social media announcing that he had something in the mail for Joshua, a $50 million offer. Hearn, who was in New York for talks for the Wilder camp on Friday, acknowledged he received an email from Wilder confirming the big money pledge. But Joshua's promoter will not take it seriously until he has proof of the funds are in place. I got an email from Deontay Wilder offering a 50-50 split of the fight, which isn't of interest, but with the $50 million guarantee, which is of interest. That said to please respond by tomorrow, which makes it feel like a PR move, especially since it came from Deontay Wilder. But we have to take it serious. If this is serious with proof of funds and a proper contract, we need to look at it. Hearn added, we really want to do the fight in the UK. That's where we've built something incredible, and the base of our offer was doing it in the UK. But this is substantial money. If there's something there, then we'll definitely look at it. No disrespect to Deontay Wilder, but I don't believe he has that kind of money. So I want to know where it's coming from and who's paying it. We can't afford to accept a deal that doesn't exist. Hearn said that there's no chance that a deal will be struck before the end of the week. He ain't lying about that. Not this weekend, but if the money is there and the venue is to our liking, the money is secure and other fights are taken care of, and the other rights, are taken care of, there is a strong chance this fight could happen. There is still a chance in other ways with our offers and splits, but this is something that we have to take serious if it's serious. We won't know that until we have our meeting or some paperwork, i.e. an offer from someone who is going to pay the money and a contract with actual proper terms with what they require from Anthony Joshua. Now, on to actually another article from the Telegraph, CO UK, the Telegraph out of the UK. Anthony Wilder has been offered a guaranteed purse of $50 million or 35.9 million pounds by Deontay Wilder's team, not Deontay Wilder, his team, in order to arrange a much anticipated heavyweight unification title showdown. Joshua was given 24 hours to sign the contract, labeled a wonderful PR move by Eddie Hearn, blah, blah, blah. The pair all hold 4 major titles. We all know that. WBC champion Deontay Wilder was offered a flat fee of $12.5 million by Hearn recently, but the American handlers have made a counterproposal. Let's get to Shelly Finkel. The 32-year-old did not wait long for an answer for Joshua, who replied on Instagram underneath his fellow's unbeaten fighters video. Right? Now, Shelly Finkel, Wilder's co-manager, confirmed the offer to Joshua, telling Sky Sports, we made an offer to Joshua to fight Deontay in his next fight, and we offered him $50 million. He accepts it. It will be there. Al Haymon, Wilder's other manager, and I have never not delivered what we have offered. Got that? I've made an offer. He can either accept it or not. He said $50 million, and that's more than double he's ever made. If he wants to fight, that's it. Let's reread that sentence from Shelly Finkel. Shelly Finkel, Wilder's co-manager, said, we made an offer. We, Shelly Finkel, and who? Al Haymon. He accepts it. It will be there. Al Haymon, Wilder's other manager, and I have never not delivered what we've offered. Note, they said Al Haymon made the offer. Al Haymon made the offer. Eddie Hearn can say, I don't know where the money's going to come from. Who are these people? I don't think Deontay Wilder has that kind of money. Clearly, Deontay Wilder doesn't have $50 million laying around. He's only worth $12 million. But Eddie, shout out to Blood Boxing, you're only worth $3 million and you made a $12 million offer. How did that work? How did Eddie Hearn, whose only personal net worth is $3 million, make a offer for more money than he has? Because he has Sky Sports behind him, right? Well, Deontay Wilder has Al Haymon and Shelly Finkel. Now, let's think about who Al Haymon and Shelly Finkel are. Shelly Finkel was the manager of another UK heavyweight named Lennox Lewis. And Lennox Lewis made some pretty heavy money against Mike Tyson in Memphis, Tennessee. Anthony Joshua came over to the United States. Lennox Lewis came to the United States to fight in a fight that was where a fighter was managed in a deal that was negotiated with Shelly Finkel. Shelly Finkel has done other fights with Mike Tyson. I don't see that there should be any reason why you would doubt that Shelly Finkel can come up with the money when this isn't even one of Shelly Finkel's biggest fights. Al Haymon, think Al Haymon's ever been involved in a $150 million fight? You ever think Al Haymon has ever gotten somebody $50 million for a fight before? I think he has. I can name at least 3 people that Al Haymon has already gotten well more than $50 million for in a fight. The first one being Conor McGregor. I think Conor McGregor just made $75 million last August in a fight that was arranged by Al Haymon. Another one, Manny Pacquiao. Didn't Manny Pacquiao make over $100 million fighting Floyd Mayweather several years ago in a fight that was set up by Al Haymon and the PBC? Yeah, they did. They did. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Didn't Floyd Mayweather Jr. just make $200 million in a fight last August? He certainly did. He certainly did. That seems to me to be 3 people who've made significantly more money working with Al Haymon than the offer that's being made by Anthony Joshua to Anthony Joshua. And let me note that this is not, I'm not saying getting paid as much money as Eddie Hearn has gotten Anthony Joshua, because we know that's $20 million for a fight. If that. That's what he claims. If that. We're talking twice that. Almost twice that. 38.5 or 35.8 million pounds. If Anthony Joshua got 20 million pounds, that's, I'm telling you, I'm not the best in math, but that's 15 million, almost 16 million extra pounds. More than Eddie Hearn's ever put on his table. So let's see what's reasonable here. You're going to wonder where the money's coming from when you received an offer from Al Haymon and Shelly Finkel, the PBC, Showtime, which is a subsidiary of CBS, for a fight in Vegas? Come on, man. There's not even anything reasonable about that. And if you are not actively and avidly kissing the backside of Eddie Hearn, there is no way in the world that you're going to try to make an argument that says Deontay Wilder's team cannot come up with that type of money. And here's the thing. They say that they want Listen to what Eddie Hearn says. And this is why I'm telling you, man, Eddie Hearn knows how much this fight's worth. I did the videos. I did it. You can go back where all these cats are arguing about how this is not a $100 million fight. Well, if this is only a $40 million fight, they should jump all over this. They should jump all over it. Eddie Hearn should get a manager's fee out of that $50 million of 10%, get him $5 million, get Anthony Joshua $45 million, right? Translate that into pounds. And then they don't have to spend any money in promotions. That's all profit, especially if the fight loses money. But Eddie Hearn doesn't want to take it. What did Eddie Hearn say here? Fast, Eddie. Let's get to the points that's real. He says, basically offering a 50-50 split of the fight, which isn't of interest, but with a $50 million guarantee, which is of interest. Stop right there. If he says this deal is basically a 50-50 split of the fight, that tells you that Eddie Hearn knows that was a $100 million fight when he gave that 12.5% to Deontay Wilder. Because Eddie Hearn is right in this. This is a 50-50 offer, but with the guaranteed money up front. They're saying, look, we'll go 50-50 because we know Eddie knows this is a $100 million fight. We know that this is a $100 million fight, but we'll guarantee your purse. So if the fight comes in underneath that and I'm wrong and we're wrong and Eddie's wrong, then you get your money. But we're going to split and you get an upside. We'll split everything 50-50. The only reason that Eddie Hearn wouldn't want to take that is if Eddie Hearn already knew and really was telling the truth yesterday and wasn't lying today. Because as right now, he was lying yesterday, but he was telling the truth today. Remember the last videos we did about the $100 million? Remember those? That conversation where he was like, I don't know where these guys are getting this $100 million fight from. This fight isn't any $100 million. This is a $40 million fight tops. We really offered him 33%. Remember that? But then articles came out with something that he had said just last November. It said it was a £100 million fight. But he's saying, yeah, that was hopefully. I mean, of course, I would hope that would be the case, but that's really not the case. That's just what I hope to be the case. I would hope it would be $1 billion fight. But what I really think it is I really think it's a $40 million fight. So that $12.5 million flat fee offer was really more like 33%. I was being fair. Remember that? What happened to that with this sentence? I got an email from Deontay Wilder basically offering a 50-50 split of the fight, which isn't of interest. How is that? He said it's a 50. He guaranteed him $50 million. And Hearn is saying that's basically a 50-50 split of the fight. Because he's saying we know it's going to do $100 million. All you're doing is putting the $50 million up front. And then we're going to have to wind up doing a 50-50 fight because I know it's a $100 million fight. I said that last year. It's a £100 million fight. But then since you guaranteed it, now I'm going to have to split it right now. I'm going to have to, that's cutting into Eddie Hearn's money. Because now he's not the lead promoter. He doesn't get to pick the venue, right? So he tells the truth even when he's lying. I'm telling you, man, you just wait a couple days for Eddie Hearn to come out and contradict himself. He flipped. He flipped from first it was 100 million pounds, right? When he was trying to get Deontay Wilder to sign with him. Then when Deontay Wilder wouldn't sign with him, it went down to no, it's not. He changed it from it's not a 100 million pound fight. It's more like a $50 million fight. Oh, now it's not 150 million, but now that he put the money on the table, now they put the $50 million on the table. Oh, well, first of all, we don't even know where this money's coming from. Where is it? Who are these strange people making this offer? I mean, I don't think Deontay Wilder has that kind of money. Where could Deontay Wilder possibly be getting that money? Even though he knows daggone well that Al Haymon is the manager of and the PBC is backing Deontay Wilder, and that the PBC did a $500 million fight last year. But he don't know where the money's going to come from. But now, and the 50-50 fight, the 50-50, this $50 million guarantee makes that fight pretty much a 50-50 split. And he's not lying. That's what that offer does. That offer basically is a 50-50 offer. We'll give you 50-50. But we'll put $50 million cash up front. And we'll guarantee you don't lose money. Since Eddie Hearn said he was scared of making money, he lives and dies by the numbers. If he's off by 5%, then it's killing him if he's off by 5%. Well, if you're off by 5%, it ain't gonna make a difference then when you got $50 million guaranteed, right? Right? Eddie's a clown, man. Eddie's a clown. The people that are defending Eddie Hearn, you're defending a clown. You're defending a clown. You're defending a guy that is talking out, says one thing one day, says something else the next day, will go back to what he originally said the day before. Eddie Hearn knows this is a $100 million fight. Probably at the least a $100 million fight. And he offered Deontay Wilder an 88-12 split. 88-12 split with no upside. Deontay Wilder's team, and by the way, he offered Al Haymon an 88. They offered Deontay Wilder's team that, which means they offered Al Haymon that. And Al Haymon countered him with a 50-50, I'll cover your losses offer. And Eddie Hearn now got to come up for a reason to turn it down. And that's what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.